Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Asley County clerk was indicted after months of ignoring issues in the community. And the Pike County Detention Center is aiming to get inmates in the classroom to better their futures.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison. We are coming up on 5:32 this morning on January 5th, 2024. Let's check in with meteorologist Shane Smith for a look at your forecast this morning. Shane, it is cold.
It really is, Madison. We're down into the low 20s pretty much area-wide right now. And that's thanks in part to clear skies that started the night. But now here in the early morning hours of this Friday, we're seeing a few clouds roll in on the satellite and radar. Let's check that out. And you will see not a lot of cloud cover. It's very thin right now. A few thin high cirrus clouds rolling into eastern Kentucky. No precipitation showing up on pinpoint Doppler, but those clouds are moving in ahead of our next weather maker. Our Skycam network dry all across the area for now, but that will not be the case later tonight as a big storm system's rolling in. 20 your current temperature, London, Middlesboro, 21 Hazard. Good morning, Wise. You're at 21 as well. Same story for my friends in Pikeville. And some locations dealing with just a little bit of a wind chill this morning. Now, we do have some frost out there, so plan a few extra minutes to get that wind chill cleaned off before you head out the door. And temperatures only topping out into the mid-40s today. So another chilly day, but not as cold as yesterday. Thank goodness. It was just flat cold all day yesterday. But ahead of that weather maker, temperatures come up a little bit, and then we deal with some snow quickly changing to rain tonight. We'll map it all out here in just a few minutes, Madison.
Shane, thank you. Asley County Clerk Shanna Oliver was indicted on Wednesday. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more on the charges and how one woman has dealt with issues from her for months.
Asley County Clerk Shanna Oliver is facing charges of tampering with public records and second-degree official misconduct. The indictment says Oliver reportedly refused to deliver public records and failed to send paperwork, both instances dealing with the Kentucky Department of Vehicle Regulation. Kennedy Little says this isn't the first time the clerk's office has caused frustration.
And it's been 7 or 8 months and we still haven't received a title for that vehicle. I don't know if it's being processed and just not being produced or if it's not being sent in. I don't know what's going on, but we're not getting it. And
she says it's an inconvenience.
There is a lot going on, and I wish that they had someone or something able to be set in stone and able to do, because with the small town already that we live in, it's inconvenient, and I wish that there would be a way to get everything orderly and fixed properly. 7 months on a title is entirely too long. When I was trying to sell a car, I couldn't even sell it because I didn't have a title for it. So it's just always an inconvenient.
Little says she wants to see something done about getting the office opened.
The office needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be organized. It needs to be ran as a state office and not as, when needed. It's needed every day. It doesn't need to be ran when wanted to be ran.
In Asley County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Back in 2016, then Auditor Mike Harmon reported Oliver was not fulfilling her duties as a county official. Just last month, realtors were also facing issues trying to close on homes. A Johnson County man has been indicted for reportedly using technology to try and get a minor to engage in sexual conduct. Last month, 48-year-old Kevin Conley was indicted by a Johnson County grand jury after trying to confirm rumors about whether or not Conley was a former educator at Johnson Central High School. We reached out to the school and received the following statement. Quote, "We are aware of the allegations and the recent indictment of a former employee. Although we cannot comment publicly regarding personnel or student matters, the district is continuing to fully cooperate with the Kentucky State Police and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office throughout the duration of this case." Conley's arraignment is set for January 26th. A death investigation is underway in Floyd County. State police say a man was found in the Drift community on Tuesday. He was identified as 64-year-old James Osborne of Minnie. Osborne was found outside of his vehicle along Drift Hollow Road. His body was sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. We now know the name of the person's body that was found in Pike County back in November. Troopers with Kentucky State Police say the person's body they found belonged to 42-year-old Melissa Wolford of Phelps. Troopers also say the cause of death is still being investigated. The Pike County Detention Center is sharing stories of success, highlighting academics in order to help those behind bars eventually transition into the workforce. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more.
From incarceration to graduation.
I thought that was school in the 11th grade and stuff, and just going to help me get a better life for me and make a better life for my family.
The Pike County Detention Center is seeing success with its GED program.
I've been wanting to get my GED for a long time and stuff, and since I've been up here, I've been going to every classes and everything, get my GED so I can get a better life.
The program brings educators into the facility to help the inmates who never secured their high school diplomas, like 25-year-old Sean Asley, who says his life went downhill after he was expelled from school.
Threw it out the window and just started going down the wrong road. And once I started, I never really looked back until now that I realized that I really needed to start doing better for myself and trying to get my life together.
But now, with only weeks left on his sentence, he traded the cuffs for a cap and gown, saying he sees potential and possibilities in a way he never expected.
Really, it's just a big opportunity, and it comes with a lot of gratification behind it too, because seeing yourself do better, knowing you're doing better, just makes you feel that much better about doing it.
Or 56-year-old William Reed, who sees the program as a pathway to promise.
I should have had this when I was younger, you know. Now they're getting old, you know what I'm saying? It really means a lot.
Saying it feels good to have people on the inside who are invested in helping him succeed on the outside.
They ain't out there just giving away jobs no more like the old days. You got to have some kind of, you know, diploma or something like that.
From being booked to hitting the books. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Students are back in the classroom this week following the holiday break, but classes were canceled at one Madison County school due to not having any heat in the building. The pipes in the school building at Model Laboratory School were made of steel and actually burst due to old age versus cold weather. However, the superintendent says it still affected the classroom learning environment.
Some of our classrooms are in the 50s, the temperature's in the 50s, and we just feel that that's too cold for our students to learn comfortably and safely.
In a survey done by the Government Accountability Office, 41% of districts nationwide need to update or replace heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, representing about 36,000 schools. National Blood Donor Month is always in January, and the Kentucky Blood Center says the occasion comes at a time when they really need blood. Officials say about 25% of folks will need a blood transfusion at least once during their lifetime. Vinton Smith has found a passion in donating blood, so much so that he is traveling through every state to do it.
So the first time I was away, I was in Florida. I donated blood there. Then I was in Michigan, then New Hampshire, then Arizona, then Colorado. After 3 years, I realized I had donated blood in 16 different states.
Up to this point, Smith has donated blood in all but 3 states. Smith added he hopes his story will inspire others. Governor Beshear held his first Team Kentucky update of the new year yesterday. One of the topics he discussed was environmental assessments being approved for 2 high ground communities here in the mountains. Those were the sites on Chestnut Ridge and Olive Branch in Knott County. The governor also announced as of December 15th, more than 68,000 Kentuckians had enrolled for Connect's health and dental coverage. The governor's office released unemployment numbers for November in Kentucky. Many counties here in eastern Kentucky were at the top of the list. Magoffin and Martin were tied for the highest rate at nearly 8.5%. Other counties that were in the top 10 were Elliott, Asley, Breathitt, Leslie, Clay, and Knott, all with at least 6%. When we return on Mountain News this morning, Britney Spears made a recent announcement that she may potentially never make music again.
And the forecast turns a bit wintry tonight, but quickly goes soggy. We'll map out what to expect after the break.